Franklin TV Sports presents exciting Franklin High School boys basketball. Tonight from the beautiful Franklin High Gym in Franklin, Mass., the Panthers with a record of 7-4 take on the Eagles of Sharon High, who come to town with a record of 4-9. Hi neighbors, and welcome to our telecast. I'm Pete Royce. I'm joined tonight by the Dean College senior Keegan Hamblett, as today Franklin will try to keep a nice winning streak going. They've won 5 out of 6, Keegan, and 7 of 9. They're red hot coming into this game tonight.
And I think for Franklin it's really important to continue that momentum by winning 5 of their last 6 in the latest power rankings this morning. They came in number 32 in Division I. That's the last guaranteed spot in order to get yourself into the state tournament, and you're back at home in front of your home crowd against the Sharon side that has lost 3 in a row.
And they have good height, and they have some youth on the team. We'll get into that as we get along. The officials for today's game are Andrew McGinnis and Brian Tomasetta. It's going to be Justice Samuels jumping it up, along with Tegan Jones, and is controlled by the Eagles. Franklin, their patented player-to-player defense. Matt Lightman, and they lose it. A quick turnover, and the Panthers have it up court, and it hits James Crowley off the head. He wasn't looking. 1 turnover each to start this game.
Just some miscommunication there between Sullivan and Crowley. It's just first play jitters they have, but still a very nice steal by the Panthers on defense for the first possession on D.
So the Eagles will come over. They're 2-7 in the Hawk. Franklin 6-3 in the Hawk. Both play in the bigger division, the Kelly Rex division of the Hockomock League. Down low, looking for positions, putting it up, and Katz Nelson scores the first 2.
That's one of those big players you were talking about, Pete. 6'5" he brings to the table as a freshman as well.
Yep, they have a freshman starter, a sophomore starter, a junior starter, and 2 seniors. The shot is no good. What a nice rebound. It's going to be an offensive foul called on Justice Samuels. Looked like he was pinned under, but they're going to call him for the foul. Surprising call there.
Yeah, they're going to whistle him for over the back. He was trying to get that second chance. And that's kind of what Franklin head coach Mike Master was talking about. Get those second chances on offense, limit them on defense. Didn't work that time, and now they're back to D down 2.
So the Eagles with it into front court. Their high scorer is Tegan Jones, averaging about 12.5 points per game. This is he with it. He'll dish off to Lightman. He's bottled up, and he throws one into the second row of the stands, and 2 turnovers for the Eagles.
It was a good closeout by Sullivan.
Yes, it was. He forced it nicely. Danny Santos, coach really happy with Santos's play this year. Crowley, there's Danny. Top of the key, Skasha for 3, got it. First lead change of the game as Skasha buried one from downtown at the top. Eagles back, they'll try a 3, that's too long. Deep rebound, offensive rebound, controlled by Jones. 3-2, Panthers by 1. Spinning through the lane, bottled up there is Katz Nelson, and he throws it. 3 turnovers in 4 possessions, Keegan. That's something that has to stop if you're Coach Andrew Ferguson for the Eagles.
It's another good force on defense. And what I've noticed, too, from the Panthers is when they're on defense in that man-to-man, they're not switching at all. They're staying on the same guys. They're being very alert of the picks that the Sharon Eagles are setting.
Back for shot up and no good by Sullivan, and a nice rebound by Matt Lightman, 6'3" sophomore. Fast break for the Eagles. This is Forster, up and good off the glass. Second lead change. It's the Eagles by 1. It's also a player-to-player defense by the Eagles. This is Skasha in the paint, strong, lays it up and good. Was he under control or what?
It was good movement, though, by the Panthers, especially by the sophomore 6'5" Danny Santos. He was doing it on both ends of the floor. You had 2 Eagles that were guarding him. He moved out of the way, and it was a clear path for Skasha.
The Eagles back on the offense. This is Katz Nelson. Forster, he'll pull up, cannot shoot. Katz Nelson against Crowley, tries to go baseline. Crowley holding his own, and what a steal by Justice Samuels. The 4th turnover against the Eagles in 3 minutes of play. Sullivan Justice. Santos for three. It's no good. It hit every part of the rim, and the Panthers try to get together on that, but it was knocked off one of them, leave off Sullivan. The ball will go back to Sharon. First sub coming in, it's going to be Jusenli Lorth coming in, and going out is Greg Katz-Nelson. 5-4, Panthers with the early lead. Our producer tonight is Chris Leverone. Our statistician, Stephen Roysowicz. Forster, left wing, they give in baseline again in the paint, and that's one thing that coaches never like, give up baseline, and Provençal drops it home.
Yeah, Provençal just backing his way down right to the edge of the paint. It was good defense, though, by James Crowley. Just couldn't get the stop that time, and here he is up top.
11 points have been scored in the game, and they've resulted in 4 lead changes early on. Sullivan in the paint, up with
good take.
Sullivan with his first 2. Amazing, 5 lead changes in the first 4 minutes. This is Lorth. He'll dish it back out to Forster. Looks over to his bench coach, Andrew Ferguson, in his 11th year. Of course, Mike Masto in year number 1 here in Franklin as the varsity coach. He's got Franklin High experience, JVs and so forth. Long jumper there, nothing but net by Lightman. 6th lead change. Lightman buried it down low. Santos makes it 2. First tie of the game. Whistle. Panthers almost had yet another turnover. We're tied at 9.
Last turnover was almost caused there by Jack Sullivan, but how about Danny Santos right in the paint? That's what I want to see more of out of the Panthers, just spinning their way out of traffic and finding an easy layup right down in the paint.
9-9, both teams very aggressive on defense. Coach Master told me before the game that's one of the strengths of Sharon, their defense, of course their size. He also likes their youth. This is Lightman in the paint. He drops it, another turnover. Here comes Samuels. Justice puts it in fast gear, drives the lane, lays it up, no, and he's gonna get 2. A power move by Justice Samuels, and the foul is on Jusenli Lorth.
Pretty much identical to what we saw last year. Justice Samuels, one of the few returners from the Panther State Championship team last year. And last year, the Panthers, I would say they were the best in the state in terms of defensive to offensive transition. It showed right there, and he's going to get a pair at the line.
You get another. Coming in for the Eagles is Jonathan Sparacino. And out, I believe, is Lightman. Samuels with his second free throw. And that missed, same spot. So we stay tied at 9 with under 3 to go in the first quarter. So glad you're with us, fans, on Franklin TV and coast to coast on YouTube. Shot is no good by Forster. A nice offensive rebound and the putback by North. 11-9, Eagles with the lead. Skasha drops it. He's still got his dribble left. He'll take it strong. Drops it for Crowley. Off a Eagle, but recovered by Santos. 16 to shoot. Danny in the paint, towards the paint. Drops it back for Skasha. He's in the paint. He floats a floater up in, no good. Rebound Crowley, again, no. And a foul is going to be called. Crowley banging the boards. This is going to be on Lorth. And for Justin Lee, that's his second.
And they're probably going to sub Lorth out. You got 2 Eagles who are ready to check in. Mahajlovitz and Jones look like they're going to get in after the first shot.
Franklin has shot the only 2 free throws of the game, and now 3. And they make 1. Crowley makes the first. Comes the 4th Panther to score tonight. 5 Eagles have scored here with their 11 points. And we're tied again. Crowley makes them 2. 2 nice looking free throws. Second tie of the game. 6 lead changes. Forster does not shoot. Out at deep. There's a shot is blocked. The shot is blocked by Batla, who's in the game. Down low, spin move, Katz-Nelson, no. Santos clears the rebound. A beauty by Danny. Justice, 1:55 to go. Strong to the hoop, lays it up and good. Justice Samuels, beautiful move. and the Panthers have the lead by one, the 7th lead change in the first quarter. The steal by Skasha. What a play by Ben, and he's going to have it poked away. It's going to be off Ben is the call. Ben lost it.
Good work by Skasha. I want to go back to a point you were just making, Pete, about the Sharon Eagles already with 5 different scores. Yeah. You're going to be seeing that a lot more because they have a little bit of a stomach bug of flu going around their team. They're without 4 of their players tonight, so be alert for a lot of subs going in and out and a lot of changes everywhere on the scoring sheet.
We'll watch for that. Gio Carlucci's in the lineup for Franklin at the moment. Down low, there's position. Great swarming defense. Forster spins through the lane, dishes it back out. This is Katz Nelson. He's bottled up by Santos. What defense by the Panthers here. Out it goes, Forster for 3. That is no good. Santos with the rebound with 1:11 to go. Danny into high gear. Oh, he was a little bit out of control. Katz Nelson has it poked away, stolen by Samuels to Santos. In the paint, up and no, it would have gone. Would have been good if it went. Great defense by the Panthers. The foul is on Mihajlowicz. He called it on 30? Okay, I guess maybe it was on 30, not 3. We'll check that. No, it was on 3.
Yeah, it looks like they got Mark Mihajlowicz.
Yeah, it was on him, yeah. Santos missed the first free throw. One more coming for Santos. And that one's missed. So the Panthers a little bit off from the line. We'll see if that bothers them here tonight. Down low is Mihajlowicz to the top for Jones. He's been in check so far in the first quarter. A long 3 there. That's in out. Rebound by Sullivan with under a minute to go in the quarter. 13-11. 2 ties, 7 lead changes here in the opening quarter. This is Samuels. He's going to leave it for Kyle Butler. Coming around is Carlucci down low for Sullivan. Tries to get up, double teamed, and they foul him. 4th foul against the Eagles.
Yeah, they're going to get it on Sparacino there.
So that is his first non-shooting foul. 4 fouls in the quarter. On the 5th, the foul team shoots 2 unless it's offensive. Out for Butler. Corner, Santos, he unloads, it's short. Tipped around and taken down by Tegan Jones. 18 seconds to go in the fast-paced first quarter. This is Sparacino, picked up by Carlucci. What a steal by Butler. Fast break, Justice Samuels. He takes a bump, he's going to shoot. It doesn't drop. Samuels gets to the line again. 5th foul against the Eagles in the first quarter. That's on Sparacino, his 2nd. And Justice Samuels 0 for 2 from 0 for 2 so far. He's got 2 more coming.
These are going to be big free throws here for Samuels. Now, one of the keys, because I know the Panthers have missed a couple so far, and that one short again. You don't think about it all the time, but we did see there's a little bit of a seating configuration, a little bit different compared to last year, and they have the curtain up where the students are. Sometimes that depth perception can get to you just a little bit.
You know, they talk in the old days about the field house that used to be here, and that was also one with depth perception coming into play. He makes one at the buzzer. It almost went by Tegan Jones. What a way for him to get his first 3 of the game. The first period is in the books. Franklin 14 and the Sharon High Eagles 11. This game an interesting game, but I would say the key has been the defense forcing all those turnovers in the first quarter.
And I think what else has been working well too for the Panthers so far is they've been protecting the paint with their big guys down low. They've been forcing a lot of outside shots, especially from beyond the arc as well, but getting as many turnovers as they did. It had to have been a couple as we're checking our sheet right now. Looks like they had 8 turnovers. That's a 47% turnover rate that the Panthers have forced, and only 3 for Franklin.
And you mentioned the 3 balls. Sharon has lofted up 5. They've only made 1. Franklin has made 1, but only lofted 4. On field goals total, Franklin shooting 50%, Sharon 45%. That's pretty close. And rebounds, it's Sharon with 9. That's a bit of a surprising stat. And of those 9, 6 have been defensive rebounds. Franklin with 4. And Franklin shot selection, 40% of their shots are threes, and for Sharon, 45%. Everybody loves the three ball. Did you shoot the three?
Oh, no, I wouldn't do it if I were a player. I'd probably be a big down low, but I mean, high school basketball, it's pretty much changed over the last few years. A lot of the players feel more comfortable shooting the threes wherever you may go, but if you look up and down these rosters, you got shooters everywhere that you look. The Franklin side, you really get a lineup where anybody can score the ball, and obviously Sharon, we mentioned earlier, is going to have a lot of guys that are going to have to step up today, but if they feel they're hot, might as well keep shooting it.
What a quarter. 2 ties and 7 lead changes as we start the second 8-minute period. Franklin in white, of course. Sharon in the maroon. Carlucci, Santos down low for Crowley. He's going to take it strong. Spin move, up left-handed. No, too strong. Rebound Jones. Tough shot there. Looked pretty good, but he couldn't drop it home under pressure. This is Lightman. Lightman fakes the three. Nice move, gets through the paint, up, and that's a nice move there by Matt Lightman.
Got by Crowley and Santos that time. I'm going to be interested to see how the Eagles do in this corner, because we're probably not going to see Sparacino for a while, as he just picked up his second foul at the end of the first.
Santos with the move. It's blocked on a nice play by Lightman. A good stuff by Matt Lightman. 14-13, a three ball the other way. That's good. Katz Nelson with a triple. And right now it's another lead change. The 8th of the game in the first half. Sharon by 2. This is Sullivan. Nice fake in the paint. Drives strong. And it looked like they're going to call a jump. Oh, man.
Possession to Sharon that time on the jump.
Yep. So that'll go as a turnover. And down the other way will come the Eagles, up by 2, hanging around. So they made another triple, their second in 6 tries. Now shooting 33% from the arc. Here's Lightman. He's got 5 points and a block shot. This is Mahajlovic. Cross-court pass. Katz Nelson with the jumper. That's no good. Deep rebound. Nice one there offensively by Jones. Up and no. It's Crowley with the clear of the glass for Danny Santos. Sullivan. Gio Carlucci in the paint. Drops it back for Skasha. Spin through the lane. What a great play by Ben Skasha.
That's the second time we've seen that spin move. First was on the left side, and this time it was on the right side. And you got a tied game with 6 minutes to go in the second.
4th tie of the game. 8 lead changes in the paint. Jones for his first 2. No. Rebound Skasha. Under 6 to go in the quarter. Ben dishes in the corner. Crowley for 3. Too strong. An air ball. Controlled in there by Conway, who's in the game. Fast break. Nice dish to Jones. Lays it up and in. Beautiful play there. And it's a lead of 2 by Sharon. 18-16, back and forth we go. Who's going to give in this game? A game where it seems like everybody is just on pins and needles here watching. Who's going to make the play? Who's going to have a strong defense? That's been the name of this game. Sharon now shooting 8 for 17, 47%. And Franklin shooting 42%, 6 of 14. Franklin only 1 of 5 on threes, and Sharon 2 of 7. And rebounds 13-6. And we're not surprised at that one, Keegan. You look. I walked in with some of the Sharon players, and I was like looking up, and further up. They have some great length on this team, and it's showing with that rebound advantage.
And you know what? Don't let that 4-9 record fool you. Don't let that 54 seed fool you. They've played a lot of tough teams. The Hockomock's easily one of the top conferences that you have across the state. And with that, these are the matchups that everybody looks forward to. That goes the players, the coaches, and the fans as well. And they're looking to end a tough streak. It's been a tough streak. They were 4-6 about a week and a half ago. They've dropped 3 in a row, and they want to get that 5th win of the year. They've played 2 extra games compared to the Franklin side already this year.
Yeah, they're well into the second half of their season. Here are the Panthers down by 2. Santos, oh, it looks like a trapping zone defense. So Ferguson's gone to a zone. Skasha a long 3, that rims out. What a tip there by Sullivan, gets a second tip. And now it's rebounded by Jones. Franklin crashing the boards, couldn't finish it off. Sharon by 2 with the ball, a 3 ball again, that's good again. A line drive shot by Katz Nelson. He's got 8. What a move. It's the 5-point lead, the largest lead of the game for either team. Sorry, they have it by 4. Pull up by Skasha. That's no good. 1 and done, and the rebound is cleared by Jones.
Yeah, last shot by Katz Nelson. I think they called a deep two onto the floor, and here's a turnover here.
2.
Panthers going the other way.
You're right. And now it's Sullivan. Again, Santos with the rebound. So finally the Panthers can cash it in. It's a 2-point game. You're right, that was a 2-ball, a deep 2 by Katz Nelson. He's got 7 points. A whistle here and a turnover again. The turnovers have been part of the story of this game, and that's what's kept Franklin around, because they're faced some red-hot shooting on the other side. Here's Santos, chance for the Panthers to tie or take another lead. Be the 9th lead change of the game if they can do it. Justice Samuels in the paint. He's got position. The floater up is good, and he's fouled on the play. Samuels ties it. 5th tie. The foul is going to be on Tegan Jones, his first, and Justice Samuels, 1 for 4 from the stripe. He's going to get 1. Remember, a moment ago, Sharon led by 4. Here's Samuels to give the Panthers the lead if he can make it. Justice Samuels, 6'4" captain. No, he's been off from the line. Rebound controlled by Sparacino. Tied game at 20. Provençal down low. This is Tegan Jones. He's their leading scorer. Been quiet. Oh, almost a travel, but not quite. This is Forster. He'll dish in the corner. Open 3 from the left. That's too strong. Offensive rebound up. No! It might have been altered by Samuels. The release up ahead is Sullivan, and the rebound is good by Crowley. Crowley followed up. The ball hung up there for a while. 9th lead change of the game. What a play by Crowley. Forster, left side. There's that baseline. The floater up and good. That's up and good by Provençal.
Yeah, Crowley backed off on that one a little bit. He was trying to draw the charge that time, but a good follow-up effort on the other side of the court after Sullivan couldn't finish in transition.
Another tie. Oh, that's a grab there. As going up for it was Botla. He was grabbed.
And that's the 3rd foul now on Sparacino. They got to get him out probably for the rest of the half. It's not going to be a shooting foul. They called that one on the floor as Batla got control of it.
Yep. The second team foul against Sharon Franklin has not fouled in this second quarter. Santos to inbound it. Gets it out for Justice Samuels. What a game he's had in the first half. Down low for Crowley. Spins through. Powers his way. Goes up, and a travel called on James Crowley. Good defense there by the Eagles.
Yeah, he got an extra step in there. Just a good closeout by Jacenly Lorth. Sharon's going to make another substitution here. Looks like they're going to have Katz Nelson coming back into the game.
He's got a game-leading 7 points. Oh, he's tied with Skasha with 7. He leads the Eagles in scoring. 22 all, 3:07 to go. More students have arrived in the end zone here to our left. This is Katz Nelson. He'll forego the shot. Top of the key, back on the left wing. Provençal. Spinning through his Forster. The steal by Santos. Just stuck a leg out, and he draws a foul. How about that? A steal and then a foul drawn on Forster. And that's 3 fouls now against Sharon. And the Panthers will have it in the front court. Tied up at 22 all.
That was a smart foul, though, by Forster. It's only the 3rd team foul with just over 2.5 to go, and it was an odd man transition either way for Franklin, so I like that foul by Forster there.
Around to Skasha. Top of the key for Danny Santos. Left side, Botla in the paint. Dishes it across to Sam. Look at the ball movement. Santos for the open 3. Around and out. Rebound, Botla up and no. Rebound up by Crowley, no. Franklin pounding the glass, couldn't finish it off. We stayed tied at 22. A whistle, and Ferguson calls a timeout. Well, Keegan, I don't know how many chances you can have, but they've had a number of them. It's tough when you have somebody draped on you trying to get off a shot, and it's very hard to do.
I mean, for me, Pete, it feels like the Panthers are just rushing it a little bit.
Yeah.
They seem to try to get it while they're up in the air and just trying to put it back right away. That last one on the second chance that they had, you probably could have come down with it, taken a dribble. But again, it's only the first half, though. And as we mentioned, Coach Ferguson's using a timeout here for Sharon. I think during the timeout, Coach Masto for the Franklin Panthers, he's just going to be telling his team to slow it down a little bit on offense, but they're doing great with the ball movement. They're still getting good looks. They just got to slow down the tempo a little bit.
Franklin has turned it over 5 times, and they forced 11 Sharon turnovers. And the rebound still in the favor of Sharon, 18-13. Franklin shooting 34%. That's because of all those missed shots down low. They've had a lot of attempts, 26 attempts to only 21 for Sharon, and the Eagles are shooting 47%. So if they clean up a little bit of the action down low, it could be because they are pressing a little bit. They're certainly in a ball game here. The ties and the lead change has been amazing in this game. 6 ties and 9 lead changes in the first half. We still have 2:11 to go.
I think another big difference in this one, Coach Ferguson was probably talking about with is the Eagles squad. Points off turnover, Sharon side -6 differential, 8 for the Panthers, 2 for the Eagles.
Yeah, that is a big factor as well. We thank Stephen Royce with tremendous facts and figures to help you with your viewing enjoyment of this one. Here's Katz Nelson, double teamed, out for Forster. Top for Tegan Jones, their leading scorer, no good. Rebound, Skasha, one of the smallest players, scores high. Fast break Panthers. Ben, down low, threads the needle, Santos. Back for Butler. Around is Skasha in the paint, floats it up, it's blocked by Forster. Forster at 5'11", Skasha at 5'10". Couple of subs coming back in. It's Lorth coming in. And I believe coming back again is Lightman. Down low, it's thrown away, so there's an unforced error there for the Panthers. We stay tied at 22. 1:33 left in the first half. Top it comes to Provençal. Baseline again, they've given up baseline several times. This is Lightman. He is bottled up by Santos. For Forster, 7 to shoot. Almost stolen on the floor.
Got to go quick.
The pull up right at the buzzer. No. Rebound offensively. A beauty there. Taken down by Lorth. And down low it comes to Lorth. 1 minute to go. A steal. And there's going to be a foul called on the attempted steal. I think it's on Samuels.
Yeah, they're going to get it on Samuels for a grab down low right in the paint.
That's his second, only the first foul of the quarter against the Panthers. It comes with 58.8 seconds left. New shot clock at 35 for the Eagles. Lightman to the top for Katz Nelson. He'll power it up from the free throw line. That's good. He's got 9.
He tried to draw an and one that time on Crowley. It was almost a bit of a fall away shot. Tough shot for maybe a step right behind the free throw line.
The 10th lead change of the first half. 37 seconds to go. Sharon by 2 on the road here tonight. Santos. Skasha. Nice cut to Justice in the paint. Reverse layup is good. Justice Samuels with 7. And we're tied again. The 7th tie of the game. 18 seconds to go in the fast-paced first half. Provençal around the screen, picked up by Crowley, and Crowley fouls him. They do have fouls to give, but you don't want the big men getting into trouble. Second foul of the quarter, and coming in is Carlucci. And let's see who's going to come in for Justice Samuels with 11.4 to go. 24 all. To the top it comes Provençal. Clears somebody out. 5 seconds to go. For Jones in the paint, spin move, lays it up and good. Jones gets his second field goal, and it gives the Eagles a 2-point lead at halftime. Not a lot of scoring, but excitement here. Sharon 26 and Franklin 24 as Sharon won that quarter 15-10. A good second quarter, aided by 7 points in the quarter by Katz Nelson, the 6'5" freshman. Wow, Coach Masto said before the game, I like their youth. You got a life Cats Nelson, 9 points.
Yeah, for Sharon, perfect way to end the first half for them. As you mentioned, they outscored them 15-10 in those final 8 minutes of half number one. And you want that momentum to carry in, especially with that last shot with a second to go in the quarter. Now we have our rec players coming out onto the court. But great for Greg Katz-Nelson, a terrific first half for him, as you mentioned.
So a bunch of turnovers in this one. We'll come back in about 9 minutes and we'll set the stage for the exciting second half. You're watching Franklin High Basketball on Franklin TV and we're streaming on YouTube. We'll be back in 9 minutes with more exciting action. We'll see you then. Welcome back to the Franklin High Gym. Halftime about over. It's Sharon, the visiting Eagles, 26. The Panthers of Franklin, 24. Pete Royce, Keegan Hamblett here. Also Chris Leverone. And kind of a surprise. One thing in the first half, Keegan, they've been 50 points scored, 48 by starters. Only one basket by a Sharon sub. The Panthers have not scored off the bench. And the other thing is free throws. Sharon is yet to take one. And Franklin's taken 9, but not much better, 3 for 9. That's not a good percentage.
And you want to know something? I'm really surprised by that because both of these teams have a lot of depth that they can go to on the bench, and you mentioned only the 2 points.
Yeah.
Sharon's been drawing a lot of fouls too, but most of them have been on the floor, so that's why they haven't gotten to the line just yet.
So here we go, 8 minutes up on the third quarter. The crowd settling in from their halftime activities, and we're going to get this one underway. As we have Franklin in the game, the game has had 7 ties and 10 lead changes. Will the second half be the same? I'm going to turn it over to my broadcast partner, the Dean College senior. Here's Keegan Hamblett.
Pete, thank you. Franklin's going to start with possession in the second half, going left to right in the home white uniforms. Sharon's going right to left. As you mentioned, Pete, a lot of lead changes, a lot of ties as well. This thing is far from over, as Santos will throw in here for the Panthers, and he'll take it after receiving from Sullivan. He'll start up on the left side, defended by Leichtman. Skasha looking for a lane. Sullivan, the multi-sport athlete. We called his name during baseball season in the spring. Receives it again, driving left side, the kick out. Skasha fakes. Samuels, open lane. We'll tie it up at 26.
Just a nice move. And how about the dish from Skasha? He passed up a shot to get a better opportunity. Yet another tie.
Justice Samuels with 9 points so far, 26-26. A double team here. Samuels is going to get the steal, and he'll lay it in to take the lead. Provenzel having some trouble 1-on-2 right at center court.
2 quick baskets by Samuels, the 11th lead change of the game. Good to see Justice getting his game going. He's got 11 points.
Nearly another steal there by Jack Sullivan. Pass was intended for Luke Forster on that left side, but you got to love the energy that Franklin has come out to play with in the second half, only 54 seconds in.
Yeah, I don't know what Coach Mike Masters said in the locker room, but so far it's worked.
There's Leichtman left side, Forster. Most of the starters out there now for either side. Forster spinning his way, edge of the Panther logo. That's a deep 3, he connects. What a shot downtown, Greg Katz-Nelson.
Unbelievable shot. That was an NBA 3.
Sharon back in front, 29-28. Santos to the right side. Sullivan backs out, the one-hand pass. Crowley wants to drive in, puts it up, and can't get it to go. Over Katz-Nelson, rebound grab by Jones. Tegan Jones will push it up himself. Wants to go in the paint, tough shot, can't get it to fall. Skasha the board, pushes it ahead quickly. Sullivan attacking, can't finish. Leichtman has it, will get it out. Odd man transition the other way. Left side, Tegan Jones the hang, can't score. Going back and forth right now. Jack Sullivan, one-on-one, tried to go out, blocked out of bounds by Leichtman. It'll stay with the Panthers.
Are you in shape to play this game? Racehorse basketball. Looks like the Indy 500 on display here from the Franklin Gym. Back and forth we go. And Franklin again,
rushes,
Keegan, in the second half, the same problem they had in the first half, missing the balls down close to the hoop.
Inbound will go to Crowley. Leaves it for Santos. Santos backs up, double teamed, switch to a one-on-one. Skasha to the corner, Santos. Ball on the ground, possession arrow is to Sharon. Now they're trying to get the tie up, and they might force it here. Nope, the ball's gonna pop loose, and the Eagles will walk the other way with it. Provenzel, nice underhand pass over to Forster, who will bring it out. Provenzel on Santos, off the boards, bobbled around, Santos has got it. Danny Santos right side, Skasha. Santos defended by Provenzel. Justice Samuels on an island of his own to the cup, count it. Justice Samuels, he's been doing it all day. We've been waiting for him to get in the paint a couple more times, and he is having one heck of a contest so far.
6 points in less than 3 minutes of this quarter, 13 on the game for Justice.
Foul's gonna be called here against the Panthers. It'll be on the floor, it's going against Danny Santos. First foul by either side in this third quarter, and that's the first for Santos. Gotta love what a sophomore Danny Santos can bring. 6'5", and he's gonna continue to grow too.
And Keegan, the growth from last year, not in terms of inches, but gameplay, tremendous. It is just so incredible to see that on display.
Sharon will retake the lead as Rowan Provenzel, the nice drive. They go back up by 1, 4:50 to go in the third quarter. It's gonna be tapped out of bounds. We'll stay with the Panthers. Provenzel tapped it right in front of the Panther bench, and the Eagles will do another substitution. Looks like Jones is coming back in to replace Katznelson. Another great crowd making their way to Franklin High School. And as you know, Pete, Franklin's always been high on their basketball teams. It always seems every game is a high turnout as Samuels can't get it to go, but he's going to go to the line for a pair.
He's lived at the line tonight. This will be free throws 6 and 7. Another player with 3 fouls. It's Lorth. He has 3. Sparacino has 3 in the Sharon lineup. Here's Justice.
Samuels in and out on the first, and Katznelson's going to have to come right back into the ball game for Lorth.
Justice only 1 of 6 from the line here tonight. And Sharon yet to shoot a free throw.
Conway also comes in here for the Eagles. 1 more for Samuels to tie it up. And he can't do so. A couple of times now we've seen the Panthers go 0 for 2 on their free throw attempts. Left side, Leichtman, controlled by Conway. We'll float it up high. Katznelson wants to drive by Batlaw, puts it up and in. Nice tough shot by Greg Katznelson. The lead's back to 3.
Katznelson, the freshman, playing like a senior. He's got 14 points, 12 in the second and third periods combined.
Santos faked the leave off to the rack, blocked out of play again. Nice work by Matt Leichtman. That's the second rejection we've seen in this third quarter.
He's got a complete game. The 6'3" sophomore, kind of a guard forward, great swing player. He's chipped in with 5 points.
Samuels, the crossover, left side, tried to leave it down low, but it did get blocked out of play again. We'll stay with the Panthers with 18 on the shot clock.
Samuels, I like this game. He's trying to take things under his own power and very effective in getting to the line.
Santos on the inbound, Skasha to tie, short. Ball batted up and grabbed by Katznelson, who will push it up ahead. It'll be defended by Batla, left side, open is Jones. Jones in the paint, spinning his way, floater won't fall, Samuels the board. Samuels pushes it up ahead. Crowley's going to check back in for Franklin, and again it's knocked out of play. And again it was Leichtman on the rejection, I believe, or maybe that was Tegan Jones down low on the block that
Jones,
time.
Yep. But another block for Sharon. Their defense is impressive.
Santos on the inbound, faked it short, back to the corner. Sullivan off that time. Samuels the offensive board, he can't go up with it. Got stripped down low. Mahajlovitz starts it up. Leichtman, left side, grabbed by Conway. Conway pressured by Sullivan, did a great job to get it away. Leichtman, step back, deep 2, no good. And the Panthers will get to it, and they draw the foul as Crowley grabbed the board, and there was a foul down low. It's going to go against Tegan Jones. That'll be a second.
That's his second. I think earlier I said Jones was their high scorer. I was wrong. The high scorer on the season is Katznelson, averaging over 15 points per game. He's on par with that. He's on the doorstep with 14 so far. A whole bunch of time left in this one.
Santos with 3:05 to go in the third. Franklin's still down by 3, 33-30. Skasha, left side, Sullivan. Defended by Katznelson, left wing side. Now it's Samuels to the corner. Skasha driving in, a battle of the threes against Mahajlovitz. Tough shot, gets it to go. Nice work in the paint.
Just great body control by Skasha. He now has 9. 22 points by Skasha and Samuels combined of their 32.
Samuels got a piece of that rejection and unable to save it. Right back to a maroon jersey was Jones. Up ahead, Crowley. Leaves it for Samuels. Skasha waiting for a cut. He got it from Sullivan, didn't dish it to him. Santos inside for the lead, can't bank it in. Another defensive rebound by Mahajlovitz.
Yeah, their rebounding has been one of the factors with their slim lead.
Nice leave off down low. Katznelson couldn't get the lay to go. Offensive rebound, kick out a three. Won't fall. Sullivan the rebound.
2 good looks for the Eagles.
Rush pass attempt by Sullivan. He was looking to find James Crowley. Waiting for it down low. The senior was wide open. Tegan Jones stripped, and Sullivan's going the other way. Maybe a 3-on-1. Sullivan attacking. He gets it to go. Franklin's back in front.
That play was made by a tremendous steal by Justice Samuels. He's the one that's forced the 15th lead change of this game, and Franklin has it by 1. Samuels, an all-around play, and up quickly for that hoop was Sullivan on a nice play. Sullivan a little bit below his average. He's averaging 11.3. He's at 4 points here at this point of this game. Franklin shooting 36% from the field. Sharon 41%. Franklin, though, on threes, only 11%. Sharon, 27%. The rebounds, how about this? Franklin has come back and taken the lead in rebounds, 26-25. They were down by a handful in the first 2 quarters, but they've flipped that switch, and they have it by 1, and they've forced another lead by only 1.
And Pete, the big key for the rebounds, you look at the offensive rebound side, 12 for the Panthers and only 7 for the Eagles. Getting those second, those third, and even sometimes the fourth chances for Franklin, that's been helping them out a lot. Got the points off turnovers. That's what we mentioned earlier on at the end of the first half, 12-4. Franklin leads on that. Sharon's now up to 5 blocks in the game as well on the defensive side. And you could sense coming in that this was going to be a lower scoring game. It wasn't going to be maybe your high 60s, low 70s that you were going to get. You got to feel that it was going to be maybe a low to mid 50s kind of game when we get to the end.
Yeah, it's because the intensity is just so palpable on that floor. And Franklin has scored in the 70s for a few games, but I don't think they'll have it tonight.
Mahashlavitz out of the timeout, leaves it for Katznelson. Franklin bench back alive on the defensive chance. Forster fakes it. Mahashlavitz will take the 3. Back iron, up in the air. Samuels controls the rebound that time and leaves it for Santos. In transition quick, that's Crowley. Back to Sullivan. Good ball movement again. Skasha attacking, count it, and the foul. Ben Skasha, what a take, and he'll look to complete the 3-point play.
What great body control by Skasha. Had the ball in his right hand, goes up to his left hand, drops it in. Follows on Mahashlavitz, his second. But Skasha has given the Panthers a 3-point lead. I don't know that they've had one in this game. Yeah, they did just before the end of the first quarter, and that was the quarter lead.
He completes the 3-point play. Now a 2-possession lead for the Panthers, 37-33, 1:15 to go in the third quarter. Forster the bounce pass over. Pavenzel back to Forster. Forster double teamed again, faked it. Left corner, that's Leichtman. He can't answer. Up in the air, offensive rebound. The putback, not going to roll. It was up there once again for a while. Reverse won't fall either by Leichtman. Controlling is Sullivan for Franklin. And the Panthers will walk away out of danger up the court with 50 to go.
Did you ever see a ball hang on the rim like that shot by the
Never.
Eagles? Provençal? Unbelievable.
Samuels holds it up inside. Santos a 3. Can't connect. And another defensive board that time by Leichtman. You get about a 2-second difference here between shot clock and game clock. We'll see how the Eagles want to play it out. Katznelson for Forster. We'll wave off Katznelson. He receives it. Defended by Samuels. Calling for a cut. And a foul is going to be called. Looks like against the Panthers. It might be going against Sullivan. And they're going to get Samuels.
Yeah. Franklin right here, Keegan on a 7-point run.
Again, it's the way basketball is a game of runs. You got to close out the quarters. So with the foul, the shot clock is off. Provençal has it. Provençal, pressure by Skasha, kicks it away with 12. Katznelson. Between the legs. Got to go quick, down to 6. An ankle breaker. Katznelson leaves it down low, and they'll capitalize. And Franklin's not even going to try to get one off at the buzzer. What a way to end the third quarter by the Eagles. Greg Katznelson shimmying and shaking right at the top, and they cut the deficit to 2 with 8 minutes to go in regulation.
Butler did everything he could to hold Katznelson down, but at 6 feet, he was giving up 5 points to his opponent on that matchup there. And Katznelson did not rush it. He found the open player in Jones. Has a knack of scoring at the end of the quarter. He scored just to end the first half, and he scored to end the third quarter. He's got 3 buckets, but 2 have been timely to stop potential runs, a real run of 7, and that ends it for the Panthers as they take a 2-point lead with a good third quarter.
I got to tell you something. I don't know if I've ever seen a big guy like Greg Katznelson at 6'5", I believe he is. You don't see a big guy like that move around with that intensity. He plays almost like a top D1 college player almost with the way he moves.
Yeah, he has the potential, and he puts on a little weight, and he'll be a good size. They list him as a guard forward, I believe, which is amazing. Yeah, a guard forward at 6'5". That's a little bit of bulk. That's an NBA guard.
It's
at
almost
6'5".
like a Jason Tatum-esque almost.
Yeah, exactly. Franklin shooting 37%, Sharon 39%. And free throws, amazing. Sharon has not been to the line tonight. Franklin only 33% on 4 of 12. So Franklin, right now, they shot 62% on 2-point shots in the first half. I'm sorry, Sharon did 62% on 2 shots. In the second half, only 25% on 2-point shots. They live with the 3. We saw Katznelson load one up from about 30 feet. But on the other hand, he missed a layup. Back to you, Keegan.
They were down by 2 the start of the fourth, and they were up by 2 at halftime. They're going to get the ball first here to try to tie or take the lead. So we're in the final 8 minutes of regulation. That's Leichman to the right side. And tried to connect it right at the edge, and it's going to stay with Sharon, it looks like, after a deflection. Tegan Jones was battling for it with James Crowley. Provenzel on the inbound, goes quickly to the right side. Leichman back, Provenzel draws the foul.
This will be the first free throws of the night for the Eagles. It comes with 7:40 left in the fourth quarter.
And we'll see how they attack it with Panther Nation right along the ropes back there. And again, we were talking about that depth perception. We'll see if it pays way here. Rowan Provenzel goes to the line for a pair. And he is short on the first one. Nobody really in foul trouble yet in this one. A couple guys with 3. I don't believe anybody's has 4 just yet. He'll split the free throws, makes it 37-36. Bringing it up for Franklin, the sophomore, Santos. Franklin's still got 4 timeouts left. Sharon's got 3. Santos receives the pick from Crowley. Santos now wants one by Sullivan. Sullivan backs out, left wing side, the kick down low. Crowley wants to go one-on-one on Leichman, spinning his way, and he's going to go to the line that time.
Just a strong move by James Crowley. 6'1", but he plays much taller than that. I'm sorry, I guess Crowley is 6'4". That's why he plays taller than 6'1", because he is 6'4".
I got Leichman on that foul. First on him, first on the team in quarter number 4. Crowley back rims free throw number 1.
Certainly the Panthers not putting on a clinic on how to shoot from the line tonight.
We'll see if he could split the pair just like what we saw on the other end. And he will do just that. Back to a 2-point game here inside Franklin High School. What's turning out to be a pretty darn good contest. Bounce pass by Provenzel over to Forster. Provenzel, cross-court pass. That's Leichman for the lead. Back rim, in the air, offensive rebound. The putback is good. That ties it up, and Sharon now with the chance to take the lead. Rowan Provenzel.
Very nice play by Provenzel. He's got 9. 9th tie of the game.
It's those second chances we've been talking about it all game. Paved its way again. He can't complete the 3-point play, and we have it tied one more time. I can guarantee you this will not be the final time we're tied up tonight. Santos to the right side to Skasha. Santos driving in, had a lane. Leichman closed him out. Crowley. Back to Sullivan. Sullivan looked to go up high, and just a little bit too high that time. Will go out of play, looking to find Santos.
Yep, a little miscommunication there. I think Sullivan thought that Santos was going to go in for a quasi alley-oop type of play, but he overshot it, and Santos was not down deep enough to catch that ball.
Forster controls. Right side, Katznelson will leave it on back. Provenzel holding it up, 20 to shoot. Forster defended by Sullivan. It was Samuels. Katznelson trapped by 2. Gets away. Another nice pass. Leichton leaves it short. Provenzel now. Sullivan trying to get to it. It was off his foot. They were trying to call timeout with Coach Masto. Samuels gets whacked, and they got the foul called. It looks like some of the Sharon players wanted a travel call. They're not going to get it.
Tremendous steal by the Panthers. Sullivan, unbelievably tough. Foul on Forster. It would be like an NBA clear path foul, right? Because Samuels, I was getting ready for you to call a dunk.
Yeah.
Because he has that ability.
That was close. You had Sullivan on the ground, and Master right away was trying to get that timeout, and he's got a couple of them to burn if he chooses to do so as we hit 6 minutes. Santos. Back to Samuels. Justice Samuels lost it. He was trying to go 1-on-2. Bounce pass. Forster fakes it. The kick out. Jones for the lead. Off on the right. Defensive rebound. Skasha pushes it up ahead. Here's Crowley with the layup to put Franklin back in front.
Tremendous pass by Ben Skasha. He threaded the needle, and he found a cutting Crowley for the 2.
And they're going to call a foul down low. I think it's going against Justice Samuels, and it is.
And that's tough now for Coach Mike Masto. And he's having a great game, especially rebounding. Justice has picked up 2 here in this quarter.
And they're going to sum them out here. They're going to put Batla back into the game. They're having some trouble getting it in. They eventually find Leichman. Deep one connected all the way for the line they use for volleyball. Oh. What a way to put the Eagles ahead.
Lightman now with 8. 16th lead change.
Sullivan wants to answer. He can't. Another rebound grab down low. On the board was Forster. Momentum has switched to the Sharon side now. The drive in, tough shot, won't fall. Katznelson tried to bat it, but Skasha walks away with it. Skasha still going. Down low, Sullivan met at the rim. He's going to go to the line.
What I like about Ben Skasha is he plays the fast break with his head up. He's able to see the field, pick out a player, and thread the needle. He's done it time and time again. Ben Skasha. Oh, by the way, he's chipped in with 12 points.
That's Forster's second foul in the last couple of seconds. He's at 3 overall in the game. 3 team fouls either side. The Eagles will make 2 substitutions as the first free throw is good.
10th tie of the game.
One more for Jack Sullivan. In and out and back in, and that will lead to a timeout by Coach Masto with 4:56 to go. 42-41. Franklin ahead of Sharon. What a game and what a finish we're going to have.
The 17th lead change on that made free throw by Jack Sullivan. Let's take a look at some numbers. Franklin shooting 37% from the field. Sharon 39. 3-point shots. Franklin's heaved up 11, made 1. Sharon 4 of 16 from 3-point land. Rebounds just about even. Franklin 31, Sharon 30. Offensive rebounds. Franklin 12, Sharon 10. Turnovers, Franklin's turned it over 11 times, Sharon 14. Sharon's protected the ball a little better in the latter stages of this game. And points off turnover, still 12 for the Panthers, 4 for Sharon. Great job by our statistician, Stephen Royswich, working remote, 42-41. This game has had intensity on both sides. The defense so strong. I made a note, Keegan, that the Panthers were up by 2 with 5:31 when Samuel picked up his 4th foul. Let's see how that plays out because the Panthers a little bit small. Samuels was controlling the defensive board. And now we've had other players step. We've seen Skasha get his fair share of rebounds, and he needs to do that. Not big, but he positions himself in the right spot many times. So we'll see if Samuels can come back in at some point. We'll see when Coach Mike Masto goes for that move. Right now, still just about 5 minutes to go.
He's going to stay on the bench for Franklin out of the timeout. Here come the Eagles with the ball, looking to end a 3-game losing streak, and they trail by 1 here. Leichman right side to Provenzel. Batted by Sullivan right in front of the Sharon bench. Katz Nelson trying to walk away from Sullivan. Right up in his face. Leichman fakes it, wants to drive on Santos. Spins his way, nice dish down low. Provenzel keeps it in play. The shot won't fall. The foul was on the floor anyways. It wouldn't have counted as Jasenli Lorth was trying to go up with it. And that was the last foul to give as Batla gets called for it.
Yeah, for Batla, that is his first foul, so Sharon will be shooting from here on out.
The Eagles have 1 more foul to give. The fouls do carry over into a potential overtime if we do get there. Here's the kick out. Provenzel, left side, trapped. Here come the Panthers the other way. It's Batla going up. Can't get it to fall as he got knocked down. Sullivan on the offensive rebound. You had Coach Masto screaming for a timeout. He gets it in the corner with 4:17 to go.
Tremendous hustle by the Panthers that time, as it was Sullivan really powering his way up. I thought the fast break was beautiful. The steal by Batla, the Panthers had it going, but Sharon came back strong and defended it well, and then Masto does get the timeout. So he has 2 left now, and those will be important, I'm sure, with this type of game. 42-21, 17 lead changes in this contest, 10 ties. And on we go. And we'll see Samuels, see if he's still on the bench. 4:17 to go. At some point, Coach Masto will probably insert a player. Justice, who's had a fine game with 13 points. He leads all of Franklin's scoring, and he has just 1 behind the game leader, which is Greg Katz-Nelson with 14 points.
Just a reminder to anybody tuning in on Franklin Pride TV or on the YouTube live stream, next game coming up for the Panthers. Back at here in the Franklin High School gym on Tuesday, another Hockomock matchup against the Mansfield Hornets. That'll be a 6:30 tip-off.
And that's always a great game, Keegan. Those two teams love to play big rivals. It's always a dandy of a high school game in any sport between the Hornets and the Panthers.
They're also pretty close too, maybe about 15 minutes apart. I love seeing that. Should be a good turnout. Dangerous inbound. We'll find the hands of Sullivan. Now it's Crowley. Nice dish down low. Santos draws the foul. What a pass by Crowley to Danny Santos, who was cutting down low, and he'll find himself at the stripe.
To see a big man pass like that is really exciting for the Panthers. You know, normally you see players like Skasha who can thread the needle. How about that pass by Crowley, a dandy?
First free throw will rattle in from Santos. Leichman got called for the foul. That's his second, 4th on the team. 2 Eagles subbing into the game here, Forster and Jones, both of which started the game today. And replace Provenzel and Katz-Nelson. Second free throw back rimmed, and it's going the other way. Jack Sullivan wasn't too happy. I thought from up here it went off of Tegan Jones. I guess not, though.
Yeah, I thought so too, but Brian Tomasetta made the call. He's working with Andrew McGinnis.
Always got to thank our officials, because without them we have no game here.
That's true.
Hit 4 minutes to go. Franklin's up by 2. Jones to the top. Leichman left side. Conway around. Forster trying to make a move on Skasha. Bounces it away. Here's Leichman. Knocked off the ball just for a bit by Santos. Forster picks it up. 12 to shoot. Right wing for Jones. Jones pull up in the paint. In and out. Won't go back in. Offensive rebound, Conway. Fresh 35 on the shot clock. Leichman down low. It went off of Sullivan. Will stay with the Eagles.
Quick hands by Sullivan. He just couldn't quite get control of it. He had enough to stop the cutter who was going baseline behind him, but he deflected out of bounds. Good play, though. He is such a great defender, is Sullivan.
Sharon's going to put more height out there. They got Katz-Nelson back in for Lorth. Leichman spinning his way on Santos, able to bounce it away to Forster. Luke Forster to Jones. Katz-Nelson. Pressure by Samuels, wants to try another one, can't bank it in, and it's grabbed by the Panthers. It falls to the hands of Danny Santos.
There's really no rhythm in that Sharon shot there. I thought Katz-Nelson, who has a knack of making those, maybe a little bit out of his range on that.
Here's Crowley, has Sullivan on the left. He's moving to the left. Called for Sullivan to switch. Santos down low, trying to go up on 2, and he's going to the line. Went up in the air, and that's the team limit.
Nice inserted pass there.
That's a 4th on Luke Forster. Danny Santos, big 2 free throws here. They want to try to get that 2-possession lead back. Provenzel's going to come back into the game for Sharon. He's going to replace Forster.
Franklin on a 4-point run. You say 4-point run, that's not much, but in a game with this tightness, that's a lot.
It is. Santos goes 2 for 2 and puts Franklin in front 45-41. Under 3 minutes to go. Provenzel leaves it for Jones. Conway. Trapped again by Santos. Great defensive showing from both of these squads today. Santos with the steal. They tried to loft it up high, and now Santos pushing it ahead. He'll slow it down.
Yeah, an ill-advised pass attempt by Lightman there. There was really nobody free, and Santos was right in the path.
Sullivan up top to Crowley. Santos has himself open. Won't fall. Rebound. Sullivan's got it.
He just outfought Katz-Nelson for it.
And he can't get it to go. How many times have we seen it, Pete? That ball has been up in the air, and it looks like a timeout's called here by Sharon.
Unbelievable. I know the rims are tight, but still, it was a great penetrating move, and it just hung off. We saw Sharon do that the other way as well. 45-41. Franklin on that little mini run of 5 now. They went from 1 down to 4 up, so that's a 5-point run. Not a lot of runs in this game. Franklin did have a 7-point run to end just about to end the 3rd quarter. They gave up a hoop at the buzzer. That was their biggest run of the game at 7. And other than that, it's been basket for basket, one team against the other. Franklin has attempted here 17 more field goals, free throws than Sharon.
20-3.
That is amazing. 17 more free throws. They've made 50%. Remember, they were at 33%
Yes.
in the first half, so they're getting it raised a bit on their shooting percentage. And Sharon, well, they're at 33%, but they've only had 1 made free throw in 3 attempts. Here, though, it's going to be 2 shots for either team. Franklin, 63% in the second half on free throws. That's a lot better than what we saw in the first half.
And Franklin is proving, too, that you don't need to shoot lights out in order to be winning games. They're 1 of 12 on 3-pointers as well. They have 10 missed free throws on the game. This could easily be a 15-point lead if they're hitting 35 to 40% of their shots. But here we go out of the timeout, 45-41. Franklin leads, 2:05 to go. Leichtman brings it out on Santos to the left side to Jones. Jones, let me get a whistle called down low. And it looks like a foul is called here against Franklin. Foul's going against Jack Sullivan, so Katz-Nelson is going to be shooting 2.
Well, we're not sure how the free throw shooting ability is of Sharon's. They've only taken 3. But I know Katz-Nelson is a good shooter. By the way, 86 points have been scored in this game, 84 by starters.
In and out on the first one goes Katz-Nelson.
It's the type of game, though, Keegan, somebody might come off the bench and get a winning hoop, like their only hoop by a bench player, and it could be huge.
And they got one of those bench players coming in right now, Jonathan Sparacino in for Sharon, and they're going to get another bench player, which is Senley Lorth,
and
who's going to
Samuels
replace Katz-Nelson.
is back in the game.
So here's Lorth in. Katz-Nelson will go out. Samuels back in on 4 fouls. It's the starting 5 out there for the Panthers. 3-point game, 2 minutes on the clock. Santos brings it up. Sullivan on the left side. Did he travel with it? Nope, they're going to call the foul first. It's on Provenzel.
That's going to be 2 shots. We're in the bonus both ways.
Only the first foul on Provenzel in this contest. It's a battle of the 10s right there on that left side. Sullivan goes to the line for 2.
It'll be ironic if the Panthers close this game out from the line because they've not had a good free throw shooting night.
Sullivan hits the first. Here comes some more subs back into the game. Ryan Conway, Greg Katz-Nelson. Second here for Jack Sullivan. He gets it, 5-point lead. Conway's going to inbound to the right side to Provenzel. Provenzel pushes it up. Does it rather quickly with a lot of pace. Now to Leichtman. Defended by Santos one-on-one. Looks like we're in man-to-man right now. In the corner. Provenzel the bounce pass. Jones wants to go up on Samuels. Gets it to go. 3-point game. And Samuels had to back off a little bit or else he would have fouled out.
Yep, Jones played it smart and powered his way up for 2. He's got 8.
Santos to the right side. Skasha back. That'll find Sullivan right wing. Finds it down low. Santos the kick out. Samuels driving in by himself. Called for the foul. It looks like it's going to be Tegan Jones, and it will be.
A chance for Justice Samuels. He's had 7 free throws. He's made 1. He's got 2 more to go here. Big free throws for the Panther captain, Justice Samuels, the 6'4" senior.
And he can't hit the first one. Another sub coming in here for the Eagles. It's going to be Forster back in to replace Conway. Got to hit this one if you're Samuels. And he will do just that. 48-44, 1:14 to go. Provenzel for Leichtman. Jersey tug, Katz-Nelson off the glass and in. 2-point game.
Nice power move, used the glass beautifully. Katz-Nelson with 17 points. That leaves all scorers in this one.
Santos the crossover, had a lane, backs out. Still stepping back. Left side for Crowley. Crowley and open Samuels. 20 to shoot. Skasha driving his way. The bounce pass down low. The layup won't go. Rebound Provenzel. Sharon with the chance to tie or take the lead. They still got 2 timeouts. Do they want to call it after they bring it over midcourt? No, they won't. Provenzel left side. This is Forster with it. Leaves it. Provenzel the bounce pass. Jones over Samuels. Tie game. Timeout. Sharon Eagles. 48 all, 20.7 to go.
Again, Tegan Jones smart there because he knew that his opponent there guarding him has 4 fouls, so he just kept kind of trying to lure Samuels into that 5th foul. Samuels held his own, but he couldn't block the shot, and Jones, you know, we said he was averaging 12.2. He's got a quiet 10, 2 in the first quarter, 2 in the second quarter, 2 in the third quarter, but 4 big ones here in quarter number 4. Franklin has missed its last 5 field goals, and Sharon has made its last 3. That's why the 5-point lead has evaporated.
Franklin's had a couple of free throws there in the mix. They have made 3 of their last 4 at the line. But we pointed it out just a few minutes ago. Sharon was playing it smart. They were attacking Justice Samuels. They know he's not going to go 100% on defense with the 4 fouls. They've got 2 baskets over him in the last minute and a half. But now you look on the Franklin side, 20.7 to work with. They can hold for the last shot if they decide to do so.
Yes, they could. I'm sure they will do that unless a good shot turns up. What I've heard coaches say, take the first best look you can get. If you get a good look with so many seconds left, fine, take it. But don't force it, and do not turn the ball over.
The Panthers inbound in the backcourt. They got to go the length of the court. Danny Santos brings it up ahead. 15 to shoot. Defended by Leichtman. Santos, the sophomore, has to be careful. Right by the edge of the midcourt line. Santos with 7. And it's going to be tapped out of play. Leichtman got a hand in there. Clock stops at 6 seconds. Masto is going to use his second to last timeout here.
Yeah, it was good defense by Sharon. A little poke away disrupted the rhythm. And now Franklin, instead of 19 seconds, has 6 seconds to draw up a play by Mike Masto talking to his players down in the crouch position is Masto. So important that they get this right here on this last possible attempt to maybe close it out. 6 seconds to go, as it's been a 4-point run to close it at this point for Sharon. 48-48. Both teams cannot foul. It'll be 2 shots the other way for either team. Of course, one possibility is Sharon plays it aggressively, knowing that the Panthers have not been great from the line, but you don't want to give up a foul in this situation at all. Franklin with 6 seconds to go. The shot clock is off.
This is the Panthers side that is shooting 34% from the field, 8% from beyond the arc. And we'll see what Coach Masto draws up. With 6 seconds to go, they're going to put Jack Sullivan, the senior guard, on the inbound. You can inbound in the backcourt. That's where Samuels is as a last resort. They go to Crowley with 4. Samuels for the win. Can't bank it in. Rebound. They won't get it off at the horn. We got overtime here inside Franklin High.
Franklin got the shot off, Keegan. I'm not sure it's the shot you want to take. It looked like Samuels was just into front court. He's not launched a 3 all game long. You mentioned the poor shooting from three-point land by the Panthers. So I thought maybe they would try to pound it down, but credit to Sharon to stop those passing lanes and to clog up the middle and give up that long shot attempt by Samuels. The rebound came out, but Santos could not get a handle on it, and time expired. We'll have some extra play here from the beautiful Franklin High Gym. We're knotted at 48 at the end of regulation.
They do 4 minutes for overtime periods with MIAA rules. This is the Franklin side. As we mentioned, they've won 5 of their last 6. Came in with the power rankings. 32nd overall earlier this morning. The new win margin cap off this year is at 6 points. So in the overtime, that's the margin that both of these squads would like to have in order to help boost their rankings in any way they can. We thank you for joining us on any of our platforms, including the YouTube live stream. Keegan Hamblett and Pete Royce on commentary with you. And it's been neck and neck the whole way, Pete. And I think if you had to pick a game that was going to go to overtime this year, it had to be this one.
Oh, yes. You mentioned Sharon, you know, a great team with a poor record. And so they're showing why they should be a lot better off than their 4-9 mark indicates. 4 minutes on the clock. Fans are enjoying this one as it's Sharon against the Panthers. 4 minutes to go. Here's Keegan for the Final Four.
This is a Franklin side, 4-1 at home this year, and they'll get the lead first in overtime with Jack Sullivan putting the layup in on the right side.
Small thing, but controlling the tip was important, and Samuels did it.
Samuels puts his hands up, and we got another tied game. Going up for the layup, Katz Nelson. Santos for the Panthers. Nobody's left the building, and a lot of people up here with us on the walking track now glued to the court. Skasha, right side, fakes it. Santos, step back 3. Won't fall, it was short that time. Rebound Jones. A lot of threes that we've seen for the Panthers. They've only gotten 1 to connect, and it was earlier on in this contest. Forster leaves it for Leichman. He'll be defended by Santos. Back up top it goes. Provenzel lost it, a steal. Ben Skasha. The layup will eventually fall. Franklin's back ahead.
I thought that layup was going to be those that went around and fell out, but Skasha, 14 points. That's his biggest 2 of the night.
Here's Leichtman to the corner. Katz Nelson down low. Tegan Jones, good cross-court pass. That's Forster. Connects! Forster put Sharon back in front.
That's the first Sharon lead in a long time. 18th lead change of this game.
Here's Sullivan, looks to go down low. Here's Samuels, wanted to work one-on-one. Crowley to Sullivan. Sullivan in the paint. Here's Santos in the corner. He answers! Big time 3, Danny Santos.
Franklin finally makes one from three-point land, and Santos now with 9. The Panthers up by 2.
Close to a travel. Forster almost dragged the foot. Here's Tegan Jones. Jones on Samuels. goes up with it. He gets the bounce. It was low scoring the whole way, and now we're going blow for blow here in overtime.
Jones now with 12, the 13th tie of the game.
Samuels to Jack Sullivan, halfway through overtime. Crowley finds it, he gets it over Katz Nelson.
The pass, though, by Sullivan, a beauty. Crowley now with 9.
Sharon will get it over. Forster having some trouble with the ball, loose on the ground. Was it a backcourt? I think they called it out of bounds. They're motioning Franklin ball.
Another turnover, the biggest one of the night. The swarming defense by the Panthers. They have it by 2. Just over a minute and a half to go in OT.
Coach Andrew Ferguson livid on the sidelines. Not too happy about that one, but it is Panther ball. Samuels on the inbound, goes to Santos. A buck and a half to go, 57-55, Franklin leads. Santos right side to Skasha. Samuels, back to Santos. Now Crowley, bounce pass over here, Sullivan, catch and shoot, and again rushing it. Rebound Eagles. Driving in is Leichtman, and they got the foul called on a nudge by Crowley just before he stepped along the baseline out of bounds.
Well, we've seen this so many times tonight, the ball just hanging on the rim and falling out. Pressure-packed shots, they're well defended, and they're not falling.
It's only the second foul called against James Crowley.
This is Leichtman's first trip to the line. Not a lot of free throws for the Eagles.
And he makes the first one. That's a big one. This is a Franklin side, as we mentioned, lost a lot of their players from last year's Division I state championship team. They did bring along 6 seniors to this year's squad, as Leichtman will tie it up.
14th tie of the game.
What a game here inside Franklin High. Jack Sullivan to the right side with a minute to go. Crowley back to Sullivan. Skasha up top, fakes the 3, and they called a travel just before he made a move.
For a player who usually is so sound, that time he just shuffled his feet, and the official right on it, Brian Tomasetta with the call. Huge turnover potentially.
57-57, both teams with 2 timeouts. Forster left side, had a lane, and Samuels nearly got the steal. It falls on the other side, loose on the ground. Leichtman trying to pick it up. Timeout, they're gonna give it to Sharon.
The ball went right through the hands of Justice Samuels, sort of caught him unaware because it was deflected, went off his chest, and then the scrum for the ball, and Sharon gets the timeout. They would have had the arrow anyway if they called a tie up there. But you want to protect the arrow if you can, so that's a timeout. 1 left for Sharon. Tie game, 42.2 seconds left, 22 on the shot clock. And Sharon has made their last 6 field goal attempts. That is amazing. With a game with this type of defensive intensity, to make your last 6, Franklin has had a small lead in this overtime, but it's dissipated. They never trailed in this overtime. They had 4 2-point leads. Each time Sharon came back with one of those shots, 6 in a row made by the Eagles.
We did see when that timeout was called, Sharon clearly had possession of it. I know Coach Master wasn't too happy about that. This is a Franklin side that is 1-1 in games this year, decided by 5 points or less. You had the win here against King Philip and the loss against Foxborough earlier this season. Inbound will come from the Eagles along the baseline. 22 to shoot. Won't be a catch and shoot for Provenzel. He gets it out to Leichtman. Matt Leichtman, defended by Danny Santos, to the left side. Provenzel the bounce pass. Samuel's got to be careful. Katz Nelson with 8, gets it away. Swung around the horn. Jones down low. Forster for 3. No good. Samuels gets the bat. He's got a lane. Justice Samuels will lay it in with 15 to go. Everybody's going to get back for the Panthers. 59-57, 10 seconds on the clock. Forster crossover, gets it away to Tegan Jones. A 3, won't fall. It's off of Samuels, out of bounds. 3.7 to go.
Wow. Samuels, I thought, was going to go and slam it home, but you know what, Keegan? He passed the showboat for the sure layup. That's how to do it. You can go up for a dunk, hit back iron, ball can tip away, play the game to win it, and that's what the captain did there, Justice Samuels. The other side, he had it deflected off his upper body, so it's going to be a chance for the Panthers to dig in on defense. Now, they probably, well, if they set up a three ball, you know that Sharon's got some great three-point shooters. One thing you cannot do is foul a three-point shooter, especially in this situation where 3 free throws and you lose the game. Play them tough. If you give up one close to the hoop, okay, but you can't give up a three-point free throw attempt for the opposing team, especially in this scenario.
It'll be interesting to see where the Eagles go out of the inbound. They just used their final timeout here. I would imagine they're going to put all their starters back into the game. Conway looks like he's going to come out here.
Yeah, he's still in the game, Conway.
Franklin's got their starting 5.
Let's see who's going to play whom. That's a big matchup. Katz Nelson is down low, and Leichman is also along the blocks. And a timeout called by Mike Masto. Interesting, the wheels of strategy spinning. Now will Coach Ferguson go and change up his position? He had his big men down in the low blocks. Will he come out of this timeout and shift it up to kind of force the Panthers into something they weren't expecting? We'll see.
Yeah, that was good by Coach Master to use that timeout. He wanted to see pretty much the formation that Sharon was going to go with out of the timeout. We've seen it in other sports before, too, where teams just go back-to-back on the timeout calls, and he had 2 left in the overtime, so might as well use one just to be safe. But now you got to wonder if there's going to be any rethinking on either side. Do you put maybe on the Sharon side your taller players if you want to get a 2? And for Franklin, do you put your top defenders out there?
And one thing about the Panthers' defense has been geared by a strong performance by Justice Samuels. He's played a lot of time here with 4 fouls, the whole OT in the last 2 minutes of regulation. At this stage, you're just going to play it tough. If he has a chance, I'm sure he's going to go for the block down low. He's not going to lean back and give them the tying hoop. They still have that same position that they lined up before the timeout. The 2 big men along the free throw lane down.
Forster's going to be on the inbound. All the starters in except Rowan Provenzel. Here we go with 3.7. It's going to go to the right side. That's a 3. It's short. Rebound. Grabbed by the Panthers, and the Panthers will win it. They wave off the eventual foul call against Ryan Conway. There won't be any time added on. Franklin comes away 59-57.
Keegan, I thought Lightman had a defender right on him. That could have been a foul call, possibly, the way that defense came up. But the officials let it go. I'm not saying it was contact, but it was very close for the Panthers. And they gave it to Lightman. He had, he had one triple in the game, 2 triples tonight. And Katz Nelson had a bunch as well. He had 1, 2 as well. So they both had 2. They went with Lightman. He had a pretty good look, but he was way downtown for it, and the Panthers escaped with a hard-earned win here tonight.
6 wins for the Panthers in their last 7 games. They moved to 8-4 on the season. For Sharon, the losing streak extends to 4-10. Once again, Franklin's next game on the boys basketball side will be here inside the Franklin High School gym on Tuesday at 6:30. Hopefully there's no changes with that snowstorm coming in. Pete, I'll ask you one more question, and then you can sign off for all of us. What do you think Franklin should be adjusting with before going into that next game against Mansfield?
Boy, I don't, not a lot. They just played intensely, cut down on turnovers and make some free throws. It's, not a lot of strategy. They just played it tough. They, missed some shots. They had good looks. That hurt. So I don't think strategically not much to do. Just maybe take 25 free throws each player about every hour for the next few weeks, every day. Well, that's going to do it. Great job, Keegan Hamblett, the senior at Dean College. Would like to thank him for his expert commentary. Great job by Keegan. Like to thank our producer, our director, our camera operator tonight, Chris Leverone. Like to thank you fans for tuning in. You saw Dandy as Franklin wins it by 2 over arch rival Sharon. This is Pete Royce saying so long and good night from Franklin High. The final score for the final time, Franklin 59 and Sharon 57. Till next time, so long, neighbors.